welcome to 7 News. Tonight we have a special guest. Here we have Private John William Jack Dawson. Hello, thank you for having me. So, tell me a bit about your childhood. Well, I was born on the 14th of December 1891 in Moana, New South Wales, a small town I called home. I was the 5th child of 8 kids. I had 4 brothers and 2 sisters. My parents were Margaret and James Dawson. Wow, big family, hey? Could you tell us how you found out about the listings of World War I? Yeah, sure. One day I walked past a poster that said, "If England falls, you fall. Every one of us must go, as we too must go." I remember feeling that I wanted to help our country. After I found out about the war, I went straight home and told my family. So, tell me, where'd you go to train for the war? I enlisted in the 13th Inferior Battalion, Australian Imperial Force in Liverpool, New South Wales, on the 12th of January 1915, which went for 6 weeks before the war. From there, on the 2nd of July 1917, I joined the Imperial Camel Corps at Training Depot in. After that, you would go to Gallipoli, but I did not go. But I was employed in the various base duties until late that year. How did you get the rank of private? When I was in the Imperial Camel Corps, I received the rank of private. On the 1st of September, I was promoted to temporary corporal. I was court-martialed and found guilty, and I got reduced to the rank of private again. What do you think the struggles of war were? Definitely being away from family. We could send letters to loved ones, but it took a very long time to send and receive letters. It was good to receive letters from loved ones because it gave us something to fight for and something to keep going. Also, I think another struggle was losing friends that we made. We spent pretty much 24/7 with everyone. So yes, it was hard not seeing them come back to the trenches. That must have been hard. How did your perspective of the war change before and after? Good question. Well, the war was advertised as a place where you would go to make friends and fight for our country with pride. Everyone said that if you didn't go, you would be a coward for not fighting for our freedom. But I think that was very misinterpreted. My experience of war was not at all what I expected. Although I made lots of friends and I did fight for my country, the government didn't say I would lose half of my friends, and every time I go into the field I had a chance of dying. Wow, that would have been really hard. What were the food rations like? Well, the food there wasn't the best. We usually had simple things to eat. We were given about 10 ounces of meat and 8 ounces of vegetable a day. By the winter, the flour was in such short supply, the bread was being made with dried ground turnips instead of flour. Yeah, I can see how that would have been hard. In your opinion, do you believe that the medical care was good? Yes, definitely. I think the nurses there did the best that they could. Considering that there wasn't a lot of space in the rooms, they did an amazing job to take care of everyone. I think that everyone was grateful that we had the nurses to help us. That would have been good to have medical help there. How do you think war affected our country? I believe that the war had a good and bad effect on our country. Good being so many men and women went to fight in the war for our freedom and independence. Bad being that too many people were killed or injured in the war. Also, so many families were heartbroken when their child didn't come home, but at least they know that they died for an amazing cause. Yes, that makes sense. Last question for today. How was your life after the war? After the war, I embarked on a troop ship Dolongra at Port Sue in July 1919. I embarked in Melbourne on the 25th of August 1919. I was discharged from the Australian Imperial Force in Melbourne on the 24th of October 1919. But I was entitled to the 1914-15 Star British War Medal and the Victoria Medal. Wow, well, it's been a pleasure having you here today. The pleasure is all mine. Thank you. That's all we have time for tonight. Thank you for joining us. Good night from me and the team.